this week's interview, and this time from the band Southern Push, we have Michael Moore. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing fine and dandy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you can join us for a few minutes here on Ben TV.
Well, thanks for having me.
Um, well, you're welcome, and I'm sure that we'll get a lot out of you by the end of the interview here. Uh,
Probably too much.
that's true. I guess the obvious question is, how did you get started in the music business? Has this been happening for some time, like even when you were little, or maybe you can explain
Well,
that?
I'd have to blame that one all on my mom. She's the
Oh,
one that got me singing in church when I was a kid, and was singing songs and with my brother. I have two brothers and a sister. We always would sing harmony with each other, and she kind of taught us at a real early age. I even remember singing solo in church when I was 3 and 4 years old. I mean, granted, it wasn't that good, but just the matter was, yeah, she's always had us singing left and right. So anytime an opportunity we get a chance to shine and show off, we try to do that.
well, that's good. Well, how did you come about into this band Southern Push? Were you friends with some of the members of the bands, or how did that come about?
Honestly, no, not really. It ended up where we were doing a solo thing for me. I got involved with the guy named out of California. His name is Michael Krampus, who actually played with Nelly Furtado for I think 7 years. He played with Elton John for another 4 years,
Mm,
and he's always done some He always done some major production for Kelly Clarkson, some other David Archuleta, and he wrote a lot of songs on his album. And we kind of just met and hit it off, and he liked my voice, and we decided we would go at it and make an album. And after we were done with the album, we were talking about ideas of how we want to push this to labels and things like that. And I came up with the idea. I'm not one for the limelight. It doesn't bother me, but I want to share and have fun, and that's what our band is. And I started talking with some members, and we decided to make it a band project and not just a solo career. And it's made it more fun for me. It's made it more fun for Mike, and I got introduced to some people through NashvilleUniverse.com, which I highly recommend. It's kind of like a music Facebook for musicians. And it's not, granted, it's NashvilleUniverse.com, but it's not just based out of Nashville. I mean, it's worldwide, and they have their own awards show and everything like that, and which I'm actually up for 4 or 5 awards. I'm very, very pleased and happy about that.
mm, mm.
But we are up for Band of the Year. I'm up for Male Vocalist of the Year and stuff like that. But, getting off on the main question you asked, I'm sorry, I'm kind of a rambler.
Oh, that's all right. I'm kind of that way too.
But well, there again, we're just doing everything we possibly can to get our name out there and get recognized and noticed. And thank you, Ben TV, for taking the time for putting us out there. And we got our first video out, and I met Carl and Travis, and we decided to focus on us three being the face of the band. And that's been our biggest crowd response, and how the crowd and everybody's like that. So that's what we focused on, and that's what we're shooting for. And that's we're just having fun. We love it.
Okay. Do you have any influences, by the way?
Oh man, too many to name off. I'm a big Keith Urban fan. I love how he's brought rock and roll to country music, and not so much your basic 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 type music. Um, I'm a big Rascal Flatts fan. I love the high pitched harmonies and things like that, which a lot of people compare us to. We're more of the rock and roll band, like Keith Urban, but there again, I sing really really high, and we have the high pitched harmonies on all of our albums. Um, Growing up younger, believe it or not, I'm a big Michael Jackson fan.
Mm,
My favorite band of all time, believe it or not even country, is Huey Lewis and the News.
mm,
I love that stuff. That's one of the reasons why we call ourselves Southern Push. We're not just basically country music. I mean, we'll sit there and throw some Kool in the Gang, singing September, dance music. Then we'll throw some Maroon 5 in, and then we'll throw some old classic stuff like Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
mm.
We love just playing around, and it's to a point where people will we'll go out and do some shows here in Nashville, and of course the name's getting out there here in our city. And now we've played up in. We actually got a gig in New York coming, and they were requesting us to do some songs off of the country charts. Well, we started throwing some Foreigner in there and some Lover Boy, and it's whatever we're in a mood to do that night. We just have fun with it.
And you mentioned you had a video, and you said that you had a CD too.
Yes, the our first album for our Southern Push album. This is actually my third, is what I can consider myself my third album, but with the band itself behind it and our band, it's our very first album. It's called Honestly,
Honestly,
which is the third track on the album, which I think it's one of the most beautiful love songs I think I've ever written. I didn't write it, but I remember going into the studio and listening to songs when you're being pitched songs. You'll listen to maybe 4 or 5 songs for about, or several songs for about, I don't know, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. And if you're just not feeling it, or if it's not there, you'll toss it and throw it out. But they played this song for probably 20 seconds, and I said, okay, stop right there. And they're like, okay, we'll get rid of it. And I'm like, no, you're not. We're recording now. And that's just a great tune. Fell in love with the music right off of it, and that's my favorite song on the album. And considering I kind of own it, and I'm the one who forked out the money to put everything together,
right.
so I have to say so, and that's why I called it Honestly.
Okay. Well, where can we get this album? Can we get it like on iTunes and?
Oh yeah, you can. It's all internet based right now. iTunes, Reverb Nation, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can just type in the name Southern Push and look. You can even look up on YouTube right now and see the video in full length, which I hear you all are going to play it for us today.
Yes, as a matter of fact, in just a minute, the interview will be over, and we'll go ahead and play that video for
Awesome. I
everybody.
hope you enjoy it.
And,
Please go there.
what's the name of the song again?
The name of the single, our first single, is called Our Way.
Our Way.
It's
Okay.
just one of those that it's a good summer hit that we were a little late getting it out for summer, but still, it's just a great tune. It's just one of those where you're driving down the road and it comes on, and you're like, you can't help but sing to it.
Okay.
At least,
All right. Well, we enjoyed having you on Ben TV these past few minutes and speaking with us.
excellent. Thanks for
And
having me.
you're welcome to come back anytime.
Anytime.
So,
As a matter of fact, I've told Carl and Travis about this, and they were kind of upset that they couldn't be here to do the first interview. But if you all have us back, we'll play some stuff for you live right off the internet. We're ready to go.
okay. Well, let's take a look at that video. Here's Our Way by Southern Push.
Excellent.